Hi, welcome to this demonstration of Storbie Services. First, we will have a look at the customer experience of a client making an appointment with your pharmacy. We will make sure that they complete any fields ahead of their appointment in a form tied to that specific service. And then we will take a look at the back office settings to do with creating services, setting their availability, and making sure any forms that are relevant are assigned to those particular services. Let's get into it. What we're going to do is we're going to head into our services menu and down to travel services. Within here, we can see some information about the services that this pharmacy provides, and then we've got a COVID-19 rapid antigen test with pharmacist consultation and point of care testing set up here. If we click through to the service, we can see that there's an image, and optionally, we can add a comprehensive description below this image. Over on the side here, we can see the service title, COVID-19 Rapid Antigen Test, the price for that service, and then we've got a point of care testing patient intake form set up assigned to this particular service. So as we go through this process of completing the form, we enter all of the required fields. We can check any symptoms that we're experiencing, and in this example, we've only loaded 2. Of course, this can be much more comprehensive. And then we have the terms and conditions to agree to before we choose our booking date and our booking time. Then we can select Book Now, and it's going to take us to the order page for this service transaction. We can see all of the information here, together with some of the fields that we've completed. Of course, the rest of the fields will be submitted to the pharmacy for their review. We can see the price, and then we can proceed through that order completion process. And place order. Here is my order confirmation for the service that I provided on the day and the time, and then the amount that I will need to pay. Now that we've seen the customer experience for somebody making an appointment with your pharmacy, we are going to look at the back office settings to do with creating services, setting their availability, and tying forms to services to ensure that we capture information at the point of booking as part of that process. We're going to start this on the Manage tab and in the Bookings area. First of all, what we are shown here are all of our upcoming appointments. We can filter upcoming appointments by name to find a particular booking for a person. We can filter by booking date from, or filter by service, selecting a service to only show us the bookings to do with that particular service. What we're going to focus on in this area is creating a new service. So within services, we can see that we've got 2 created already. We're going to create a new one. We're going to call this one ear piercing. We're going to specify that we require 20 minutes for that appointment, so those appointments can be made 20 minutes apart with a 5-minute buffer either side. All we need for ear piercing is a room. So previously we've created a calendar for our consultation room. So I've got that set here. If you have services that require specific people who are only available for particular times, or resources where you need to share a resource or equipment, I should say, around the team, then you can create calendars for those things as well. That means when your customer goes to make an appointment with you, the system is going to make sure that all of those things are available at the times that are shown for that customer to book. This is a very simple example, so we're only going to add the availability of the calendar for the room. We'll add in a price, which is going to be $20 in this example. And then here we can specify how far in advance customers are able to make those appointments. So potentially you don't want them making an appointment for ear piercing any sooner than 2 days from now and no further in advance than 14 days. You can, of course, change that to reflect your circumstances. The last thing we'll look at here is the availability profile. So we want to limit the times that this service can be booked only to those described in an availability profile. So in addition to rooms, people, and resources, we can have an availability profile for our pharmacy opening hours. So it's only going to look at times that those things are available during business hours. As we go through the process, we can enter a short description and a long description for the particular service. The short description will show in various areas around the site before the customer clicks through to that particular service to read the full description. We can add an image. And there's a few other settings that we can go through there. We'll just hit finish. Okay, so we've got our service set up there. Now I'm going to publish that change, and I'm going to select that service to preview what it looks like. Right, so now we can see that we've got ear piercing available for $20. If we had added a full description, that would sit below here, and we can choose the day and the time. Now for this particular service, we may want to capture some further information by tying a form to this service. Forms are managed in the Forms area in Settings in Storbie. We can come into the Forms area here. Okay, and for this particular one, we want an order or a product form. So the form is going to be tied to a particular product or service. So we can see here COVID-19 rapid antigen test consent form and our point of care testing patient intake form, which were the examples that we could see on that rapid antigen test appointment service that we looked at earlier. What we want to feature on the ear piercing form is our standard customer information form, and we might want this same form to be used on multiple services. So we've created that form once, and then in order, if we go into settings here, in order for this particular form to show on that particular service, the product collection kind of specifies a group of products or a group of products or services that this form will show on. So I've created a collection called Standard Customer Information, and this collection or the ear piercing service will be added to this collection with a tag. So if we go and hit finish now, and then back into our services, we can see currently there are no tags associated with ear piercing, which is why that form isn't showing. I'm going to go edit tags for this particular service. And the tag that I had created is just standard customer information. There we go. And hit update. Publish that change. Now if we go and have a look at our ear piercing, we can see we've got the same information with the same kind of booking availability details there. But in addition, we've now got that standard customer information form with those required fields. So the customer's not going to be able to make their appointment without completing those fields. Okay, and that's the overview of creating services, assigning availability, and assigning forms to services on the Storbie platform.